Yep, 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 yep. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I hate that they be putting IG lives to 1 hour. We're gonna have to start taking the show back. I'm gonna have to take the show on the YouTube. Y'all rock with me on YouTube? Y'all gonna rock with me on YouTube? Let me know if y'all gonna really rock with me on YouTube, man. I start doing like daily streams on YouTube because the whole IG cut me off an hour and we in the middle of conversation and all that. That shit is corny. I hate that. I hate that I be talking and they just be cutting the shit off in the middle of a conversation. You can't even finish and all that. That's just so rude. That shit is rude. Like, yeah, we gonna have to start doing this on YouTube. I'm like, man, you in the middle of a damn conversation. IG be like, that's an hour. Click. Yeah, that's what we're gonna start doing. We're gonna start taking it to YouTube. Yeah, this is definitely surviving Greg Parker. This is crazy. This shit is crazy, man. I have never imagined. Ooh, I see you in here, Shameeka. Come here, Shameeka. Don't you hide from me today, too. I see another victim. She's in here. I see. We got Greg gonna get hit with the Rico, y'all. I'm telling you. Shameeka, I see you in here. Shameeka Campbell, come here. Shameeka Campbell, I would want to hear your story. Shameeka, we would love to hear your story. You are not alone. I just seen another victim enter the building. I know she may be hesitant to share, but Shameeka, we would love to hear from you. This is a safe place. Shameeka said, Tony, don't be calling me out, put me on the spot like this. I gotta do it. You're not alone. It's a lot of y'all niggas. It's a lot of y'all. I seen that name pop up because I remember you from my DM. Where you go? Damn, she declined that joint so fast. Just cut the Shameeka, you can cut the camera off. You ain't gotta put the camera on. She declined that motherfucker so fast. Cut the camera off. You ain't gotta cut the camera. Come on, Shameeka, we in there. He said maybe another night. God dog. She hit the decline button fast. He said, Shameeka, your story just like everybody else's. Boy, yeah, I saved a life. I always save them. Shameeka, 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 Shameeka. Hey, we all cheering you on. We want to hear your story. Hey, look. Shameeka, 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 Shameeka. We chanting you on. We want to hear it tonight. They said, come on here, Sham. She like, boy, no. What's up, Shameeka? We wanna hear your story. I wanna know how similar it is to all the other. Who else is here? Any other victims in here? Shameeka said not tonight. We ain't gonna pressure you. We gonna pressure you a little bit. You in here watching, you ain't doing nothing. Cut your camera off. You don't want nobody to see you talk in the dark. Cut the motherfucking light off. You ain't gotta if you ain't got your camera ready, if you ain't camera ready, it's all good. Just hit the little video button, cut the video off, and we just gonna talk. You wanna talk? No video? Let's talk no video. I'm sending it to you one more time. I'm sending you another live request. Talk with no video. hearing you want to hear. I said another one right there too. Yes, Shameeka came.
Can you hear me?
Another one.
Shameeka came, y'all. There we go. Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Shameeka she came with receipts. I already know she's official. She sent me all the receipts already. But I just wanted people to be able to hear your perspective, your experience of your investment. So first and foremost, can you tell me about just like general when did you actually do your first investment with Greg and how that looked for you?
Okay, so I believe it started, I want to say I first saw their course online on Instagram sometime in 2017. And I don't think I started investing until 2018. But I was one of the, I believe I was one of the original investors, because when I went to their course, their seminar, it was in the office. It was like a house. I believe it was on Rutland Street, like one of the houses that that's on the block where the guy Hyde lives. So that was only a $25 course. Like, one of the things that I keep hearing people say is, oh, everybody was so starstruck and, y'all wanted the lifestyle, et cetera, et cetera. However, when I started, it was only $25 and the class was in that house. So it was like a small setting. And this is where, when I was on that Instagram, I didn't like really see this lifestyle or anything. It was more so the information that Greg was teaching. And I thought it was like, really good information. I thought I could really learn something, because at that time I wanted to get into real estate, for the same purposes of everybody else. I wanted to start building wealth for my family. So when you go to this course, first they teach you, the numbers. They teach you about, some things in real estate, and the vibe was there. Everything was, felt so legit. Now, the thing is, after they teach you the information, that's when at the end they sell you on all of their different business ventures. The first venture it's like crowdfunding, where you basically, everybody invests whatever they have into their pot, and you would make, at that time, it was 25% on your return on your investment. So every 90 to 120 days, you would make 25% return on your investment. So they sold that venture, and that's the first one that I invested in. I think my money flipped about three times in that investment.
How much
and then
was that investment?
That initial investment, I invested $10,000,
Okay.
and then as my money was flipping every 90 to 120 days, I would add more.
So
I would
when you
add
say
a
your
little bit
money
more.
was flipped, flipping, what do you mean by that? Give me just so I understand.
Okay, so they told me, so the investment group that they call, it was under Nike and Lori. That was one of their investment vehicles. And so they told me that, hey, we're going to, because we flip houses so fast, we usually flip a house in about 3 months. So you'll put your investment, me and others, whatever, whoever invested, we'll put our money up. And then in 90 to 120 days, the only reason why they added 120, just in case things go over a little bit as far as that flip. And they even give you an address like of the house, your flip that the money is going to. I'm not sure if that actually was like, actual house at this point now, but you thought it was because they had attached the address to it. So like, when I put the 10,000 in 90 days, I received my 10,000 back plus 2,500. So
you
12.
actually did get money up front at first, so you were making
No,
money.
I mean, in theory, however, the goal is to keep reflipping it. Like, if you make 25% in 90 days, that's like what? I made
It's unheard of.
25% return. That's a
Unheard of.
decent, yeah, that's a decent return, especially, with real estate. So it was like, okay, I want to flip again. because that's how they kind of like, get you like, why, who in their right mind went and keep flipping. So I did it again. Then the third time when I did it, it went over the 120 days. So that was like one of probably my first red flags that I kind of should have picked up on. But I'm
And how much
thinking,
was your
things happen.
investment at that point? Was it still 10,000? Were you putting more money at this point? Were you
I
like,
was
I know you
putting
said,
more money in. I was putting more money in. I'm gonna go through all my emails. Like I'm gonna send you every receipt from, from these investments to when I did get my house out of Cleveland, purchase and sales agreement, certificate of disclosure, HUD one, like everything. The deed. I'll send you all of that. I gotta gather all of that. Email correspondence between me and title companies, DMs, text from me and Greg, all of that. I'll send everything. I'm still in the process of gathering all that. But yeah, it wasn't, that like I did add to it. I would add every 90 days,
struggles, we
whatever little
got
I
you.
could add to it.
Struggles,
So then
we'll get you next.
from there, this is when Greg started doing he was doing his Philly one-on-ones. But I think I don't know what happened in Philly. I guess he was saying that like it costs too much now in Philly to invest. Like shells was now going for $100,000 at this time, and he was like transitioning to another market. And so he started doing the Cleveland one-on-ones. And the thing with the Cleveland one-on-ones was, and this is how it was taught to my class. I was supposed to put down $7,500 just for the to purchase the one-on-one. So just to be a part of it. And what this package came with was, I'll find the house for you. It's kind of like the bird strategy. We'll find the house for you. We rehab the house. We'll get a tenant for you, and we have the property management company to manage it. So like, this paperwork for all of this. So then when they found the first property they found, I guess it had like all of these liens, so that didn't really go through over there. Oh, just before that. So when I asked him, I said, how are you going to get to everybody's house? And like, how will people know like when it's our turn? So this is how he explained it. He said it's going to be like a assembly line. Like, so with construction, like let's say the first 10 houses. He said, what's the first group? He said demo. Like the demo team will go in the first house. They'll do demo. He said demo work will take about 1 or 2 days. Then the demo teams go to house number 2. As demo team is working on house number 2, whatever comes next, I believe, I don't know, like, okay, you do cleaning up the demo. So that cleanup crew is on house number 1, while demo is on house number 2. Now demo then moves to house number 3, and it's so on and so forth, like assembly line. So in your head, that's how you process the fact that even though it's all of these different one-on-ones, it's going to be moving. It was supposed to be like this machine that just moving one after the other.
Right.
So after, I would say about 3 months, maybe 6 months or whatever, and like you seeing all of this stuff go, all of the activity, all the houses all up on his page and everything, people coming in and out of houses, people being like flown out to Cleveland. I didn't go on a jet because at the time I was pregnant, and I didn't, that was my first kid, so I didn't really, want to fly or anything like that. I didn't want to chance it. But I was supposed to be on one of those groups. And so at some point I started noticing like some of the houses look like, they starting to like, are they going to some of the same houses? Like, I don't know. You start trying to piece together trees and different parts of the picture to figure out like what is going on. So about at this time, you figure like, okay, 6 months to a year, it's always an excuse. Oh, this happened, or Cleveland, the weather. He said one time it was something about, you can't even work in certain weather conditions. And in my head, I'm like, like I've been researching Cleveland, and their winters are, harsh. So, okay, maybe the construction got held up, and then maybe this got held up. Different things like that. So, you're still like being patient because this is your first time in real estate. And one thing you know about real estate is about patience. Like investing takes patience and it's not always going to be, just straightforward.
Right.
So in your head, you're thinking, this is just a part of the process, trust the process. And at the same time, you getting like, wooed to, hey, sit, like you said, it's the sis, this, sis, that. Okay, cool. Now, now in the process of waiting, I started getting like mail and different things like that. Like, hey, it's fees for this trash fees, all these different fees, and then next thing you know, I get like I get mail. Well, I'm not sure if it started as an email or mail, but basically that my house is on the condemned list, the demolition list, and so now I'm trying to figure all of this out. Like,
Hey, yo,
what?
what the fuck?
So I'm trying to figure all this out, and I'm like reaching out to Greg, calling, DM, different things like that. And it's so crazy because even though like I'm a one-on-one, like a lot of like people use the word mentee now, but back then it was called like Cleveland one-on-one. So like you were supposed to be like walk through the process kind of from start to finish. It was like a handheld thing, like, hey, I'm still including you in what's going on. But it was like more like it became like my project and my job to like I'm trying to reach out to him. I'm like, hey, they're telling me X, I forget, I gotta look it up. I think it was something with the shed had to be torn down, maybe something with the roof or the stairs. A few things had to get done. But the guy said, hey, all you gotta do is get, it was something about four contracts that had to be pulled. I mean 4 permits that had to be pulled that I would get my property stayed, meaning it wouldn't get demoed. So I'm reaching out to him, for help because, it's his construction company that's supposed to be, doing the work. But like I'm like not getting anywhere. So, I'm in my head, I'm like, well, hopefully they're about to get to it soon. And, all I can do is at this point hope for the best because, I don't have the resources. I already gave everything I had, like, and I'm expecting, what I, paid for. So,
What was
at
your
that point, I
total
started,
investment?
initially, 25,000 because I did get, all right, so it was 7,500. It was 7,500 for just to be a part of the mentorship or the one-on-one. That like, hey, for me to do this for you, the work and everything, that's an upfront 7,500. Then as though I was only putting 20. I told him like I'm only putting 25 to this. He like, okay, then that rest of the 17,500 that will go on your property. When I got my deed, you all excited. You look up your property, you look up the address, and then I realized that it was bought for 9,100 and something, but my mortgage was 40,000. So
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
so yeah, all in on this, I put in 25,000. So yeah, so where was I? So yeah, so then eventually, so I started trying to, find wholesalers out there, just different people, because I was like, okay, like I'm not getting nowhere with Greg, so I started to like try to find a way to kind of like sell it on my own or whatever, and they was not budging. Like, it's no way, like this property is not worth. Honestly, it's not worth the paper the deed is printed on. Basically, like you're not getting no more than 10,000 from us. Like, and then I had back taxes on it too. Like that was like 1,500 or whatever. So they wasn't like trying to like we can't give you any more than 10,000. Like that's really all it's worth. And so
So
you know
let me ask you a question. When you sent this money to Greg for this property, did you guys actually go like into closing, title company, etc.? Like, how
yes,
was the actual? Yes.
it was that. So I need to pull it up. There was a title company that was like let me see if I can pull it.
We might just get hit with the Rico.
Well, that nigga gonna get hit with another real estate Rico. I'm telling y'all. Listen, man, this nigga gonna get hit with another real estate Rico, man.
Yeah, there was definitely a title company that was like back and forth.
God damn.
It was
That nigga
a
does.
buyer's closing package that came with like all the documents that we had to sign. And you know, at that time, I'm going to be honest, like when you think of a mentor, like you think of a person that's has your back, like they're the reason why they're saying like, hey, even though I told you all this information, because we came for the information, we didn't come for the. Well, I can speak for myself. I didn't come for a lifestyle. Like I'm like one of the least like materialistic persons. Not that that's a problem. Like you know, people like material is cool. I'm just not like that's not my thing. I'm more so I wanted to buy like you know buy my time like you know time freedom stuff like that. So I just you know and to be more resourceful and just had to start building wealth. So you go to this person for the information to do it for yourself. However, at the end of the information, they're like, listen, we have not you know hold up, we got these things to sell. Like we're a one-stop shop. Like you don't have to even though I told you about contractors and all the pitfalls and everything that can come with that, you can just go through us, the people you trust, and you can come through our program and get it done from start to finish. So you're entrusting these people like, you know, like this is my mentor. This person is like they want to see the best for me. Like they got my best interest at heart. So although I am signing documents through document back and forth through the title company and everything, but I'm like you wouldn't even think to like question because you think this is your person like that's really you know that's really helping you in what you see online you think is legit, you think is solid. So
Greg, you know
so
you
yeah,
done fucked up, right?
so I had to fill out a buyer information form at fairmounttitle.com. I had to send them the operating agreement for my LLC. I had to register with the Ohio Secretary of State. I received a email from DocLoop that allowed me to sign all my documents digitally. I had to print and attach my certificate of disclosure. I had to have that signed and notarized. It really, you know, feels like a real process. It doesn't feel, you know, scamish.
Right.
I know some people story was they didn't fill out documents, but a lot of us did actually. A lot of us that did the housing program, we did have documents.
This is crazy as a
You know, all the way
motherfucker.
down to a deed. So when you have a deed, you know, and like if I look up my address, you know, the property, I look up the address, it's assigned to my LLC.
Hey, just for to, I know you got it because I know you super thorough. I just want to see something real quick. Give me that property address.
2835 East
Hold, hold,
117.
hold on one second. Let me log in. I'm gonna log into PropStream right now. PropStream is a data service provider for real estate investors. You can get real time data. You can see all the homeowner information, everything, all the shit that you need. What's that address?
Okay. 2835 East 117. I mean, yeah. Yeah, 117.
2835 East 117. And that's
Yes.
Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland. What is it? I want to say one. The zip code should come on.
This is the house.
Yep. Well, it was the house. It's not there anymore. I was trying to sell it to a wholesaler, and he went to see it. He was like, "It's what is it? Not an excavator. I think he said a bulldozer." He said, "The
It's
bulldozer is
a,
on your property right now."
no. You sent the wholesaler over there, and the wholesaler said it was a bulldozer on your property.
Yeah, because he was trying to. This the one that he was trying to buy it at one time for 10, and then I decided like, that's another 15,000, I would be down. So I waited for a minute to see like what Greg would do, and then like once I was just like over it, I tried to sell it to him again. Well, it was a couple people out there that was like trying to help me sell it or whatever, and I was just gonna go with him, and he was like, "The bulldozers are on your property right now," and he wasn't going for it because he knew also when you
I just want to show you
when
something real quick. I'm just gonna cut you off for 1 second. This is what that property was purchased for.
it's backward. It is. Are you saying 22,000 something?
Never mind. Shit, clear up there. There we go.
Wow. If you go on, oh my God. If you go on Zillow, it's saying 9,000. That's even worse. And then do you see it sold to me for 40,000? Okay. See, there it go, 9,000. That's what they bought it for, and then they sold it to me right there for 40,000. My name right there, Shameeka Campbell.
He sold you this bitch for 40 bands.
And it's going.
He sold you this bitch for 40 bands. A teardown.
I was pregnant with my son and everything. I was so excited.
He sold you a teardown.
Yep.
What was it? 3-1.
And it's so crazy because I know he saw me. He heard you when you was calling me out, I guess, on your first line. And so he knew my situation when my house being torn down, even though apparently other people's houses got torn down too. But I guess because he heard you calling me out, he came up with his live, and it said something like, if your house got torn down, basically like, I'm not the person you sue the title company. It's so funny because I have a DM with him telling him like, hey, I think the title company missed this, because it was like, oh, people are uneducated, XYZ, and I'm like, that's the first thing I thought, like the title company must have missed it. However, I didn't care. Like he said, we buy trash houses all the time. Okay, I didn't have a problem with it. If it can get, the permits pulled so that it can get stayed, and then I don't have to worry about it because y'all gonna fix it up. I don't care that it's on the condemned list. Just get it off. I still want my property. It wasn't about like, oh, me, going to sue the title company. It was about, hey, your construction company gonna get this handled. And even if they don't get to my house right away, they could just pour the permits and come up with a plan, show them the plan of action that will get it off the condemnation list. And then, we would have moved forward from there. So he on there like, if he or she, that was like referring to me, trying to sue somebody, like, don't sue me, sue the title company. Like, that's the biggest slap in the face. Like, you're my mentor. Like, you're my, like how do you sleep at night getting on your live and like you literally just left everybody hanging. Like, that's it. Like, I never seen nothing like this. Is so crazy. Like, I never seen nothing like this in my life. I'm grateful for the experience because, like, I basically got left holding the bag, and I know that come with investing, and so like,
No,
I
that
can
doesn't.
make way
That
better
does not come with investing, and that's the biggest lie ever. People try to make y'all believe that these losses like this isn't supposed to be the norm. This isn't the norm. This is fucking stealing. Like this, like when you do business, like sometimes shit happens, but this isn't business. This isn't business, y'all. And you shouldn't accept this as business. Like, this is bullshit. And I'm telling you, I'm looking at this shit. It says the buyer name is PCM. And I'm telling you, I bet you that's one of his LLCs. He bought this shit for about $2,800. Then he
Now I
sold it.
will say,
Then he sold it to his other company, and then he sold it to
oh
you.
wow, because if the dates is like back to back, then yeah, definitely. And then also on, I want to say my purchase and sales agreement, I did go back and look at the name, and it said Danielle Morris. When I seen Danielle, I'm like, okay, this must be his wife. I was confused why I had Morris, like maybe that's her name, before she got married. But I'm just thinking like, that's just her name. But now as I'm, with more maturing, using wisdom, I'm like, no, they represent themselves as the Parkers, so she should have signed it as Parker if that was actually her. I don't know. It's messy. It's a lot of mess.
Hey, this is what we're gonna do. We need to do a deed challenge. We need a deed challenge. We need all the people who bought properties to say what their property address was, what their deed was. Like, that's what we need to do. We need to figure out everybody's deed. What was your address? Let's like the address challenge. Because I guarantee
Okay.
some of y'all might even have the same fucking address.
I wonder.
Like,
I don't know
I'm
because
telling you.
when I Google mine, it come up with my LLC, my name, Shameeka Campbell Investment Properties LLC. But I'm sure other people's are.
Yeah, yours is up here. It shows it.
Yeah.
That man sold you this motherfucking property for 40 bands. Dude is a demon.
So this the other thing. So on the back, this another thing. And one thing about this Greg situation, everybody numbers is different. They keep changing. Like my mentorship was supposed to be, I paid $7,500. Come to find out, some people didn't even pay nothing for the mentorship. They just bought the house, or some people paid different amounts. But dang, what was I about to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, so when the way he explained it to my group was, we'll buy it, we'll fix it up, we'll get a tenant in it, and then our property management group will manage it for you. And we were under the impression that the mortgage, the $40,000 mortgage, like the tenant will pay down the mortgage, the rest of the mortgage or whatever, once the property is fixed up with a tenant in it. And so when everybody, it seemed like the common, something I see that's like a common theme is everybody must have been at him at the same time, around the same time, because like, okay, you get in at 2018, and then it's like around 2020, 2019, okay, like what's going on? 2020, a pandemic happened, so you still extending grace. And then 2021 is kind of when everybody seemed to like wash their hands of the situation. But everybody must have been at him because he would go online like, hey, they owe me these mortgages and stuff. And it's like, no, like we gave you more than enough. The 7,500. Oh, another thing. It was supposed to be lipstick jobs. That's how he explained it to my group. Oh, they going to be lipstick jobs. This is how I know I got it from him, because I never heard of the term before. It's oh, it's going to be a lipstick job. All it needs is, the structure is good in Cleveland. These is like, older houses. All they need is paint, carpet, and, appliances. So if I give you 7,500 plus 17,500, that should have been more than enough to get the lipstick job done. Like now, all of a sudden, like, oh, we supposed to pay these mortgages, but it was like, yo, you're gonna get the tenant in there, and then boom, the tenant pay your mortgage. Like, like what everybody would do with real estate, get a tenant, and the tenant pay down the mortgage. But when everybody was putting the heat on him, it's like he started flipping it. Like, no, they owe me mortgages. Like I could foreclose on them, and I'm just like what the hell? Like this is crazy. Like I just don't. I don't know. And so I know for me, I felt like, dang, like everybody else's situation seemed to be going going through. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just getting fucked around one of the little people. I considered getting a lawyer, but then it was like, I don't know if I'm suing the title company, if I'm suing him. It's like, you really don't have the means now. And also I started paying the mortgage just because, like, okay, well, maybe if I start paying the mortgage, maybe I'll get some get the construction started on my property. I might get somewhere with that. And he had me paying a mortgage through Cash App, and it was his son name. Like, I forget what his son name, but it was like, I'm like, what?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It was a mortgage
Nigga,
company.
what?
I mean, now it was a
He was
property
paying.
management company.
You was paying your mortgage through Cash App.
Yeah, because I don't know what happened with the property management company.
Hold on. You was paying your motherfucking mortgage. Your mortgage.
Yeah.
Through Cash App.
I got those receipts too, and it was his son
name.
Man, his son did.
Hell no, man.
He was just like,
Man.
no, it was supposed to be a property management. I think they might have dropped them. I think the property management group stopped working with them or something, and I'm not sure what happened.
Hold on,
because there was
Shameeka, girl, you smart. You too smart for that.
I was just,
Shameeka.
I know, but it was like, I thought, like, I only paid 3 payments, so that's another $1,500. I'm talking about only, but still, that was like another $1,500.
Man, Greg, you need your motherfucking ass whipped. Greg, you need your motherfucking ass whipped, man. Boy, you's a low down rotten motherfucker, bruh. Nigga, what?
Yeah, and at this point,
I ain't never.
I guess I was paying the son allowance. I don't know at this point because it was definitely not.
Yo. This nigga was telling niggas to pay their mortgages with a fucking Cash App. The reality you shouldn't have had a mortgage because you motherfucking had paid for everything up front. You had paid enough money for the motherfucking house and the rehab.
Yeah, and then at the end, it still was at the end, even after my house, got tore down, and I'm like on the phone, I'm crying with this man at this point, like, yo, like, and he like, you still on the land, and then like, we're gonna put some container houses on it, look container houses up. Like, it just kept getting dragged. This is why so many people like, why people just coming forward? Because really, you're still kind of being dragged, like, and you still. I honestly, in 2021, after the pandemic, I kind of washed my hands with it. I believe I went through all the emotions, and I just kind of like, just moved forward with my life. And then when my cousin was like, hey, I got to send you something on Instagram, and she sent me your page. She sent me like the story, like with you and Hod the Billionaire. And then it kind of just opened up all the emotions, like, all over again. But yeah, it was supposed to be like you own the land and container houses. That was supposed to be like next, I guess. I don't know.
Man, I wanna, Greg, I'm about to lose another page. You's a bitch ass nigga, Greg. I ain't gonna cap. Like, bro, it's so low to look at. Like, I am fucking floored. Yo.
Yep. That's my story. You've been trying to get my story forever.
Yo. Man, oh man. Y'all nicer than me. Y'all nicer than me.
It's so crazy because you're not lying. Like, at some point, you almost start feeling like you bothering him, like, about your money. That's really the difference between a person that's like an everyday person versus, an influencer or, a celebrity or somebody who, is in the streets or, have a platform and things like that.
Oh, that nigga live out in Weston? Oh, Greg, I know you live at. Oh man, we gonna have no refunds, no peace, y'all. Hey, y'all, we gonna have to do a no refunds, no peace at Greg house. I don't know if y'all remember when I did that shit to Jay, but we about to have to do that shit to Greg. We gonna have to go to his house. We gonna have to go to his house and no refunds, no peace his ass. Yeah, hey, boy, Greg, we gonna make the neighbors run your ass out of the neighborhood. We gonna make the neighbors run you out the motherfucking neighborhood. It don't matter if it's a gated community, so what's Jay's? We gonna get in. No, nigga. Oh no, we got to no refunds, no pieces, nigga. This is absolute bullshit. Show. Yo. I'm floored. Yeah. And y'all know his property. I was looking at this nigga property. Somebody's actually been DMing me, but I looked at it the other day. His property in New Jersey. The whole time he yelling big business and all this shit to you guys. That shit was up for foreclosure like 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga was under foreclosure multiple times while he was out here yelling big business.
The crazy
Appreciate you
thing
sharing
is,
your story for sure. This is crazy.
yeah.
What were you saying?
Like a lot of people, I noticed like in the comments, like throughout the week, like a lot of people saying, y'all seeing the lifestyle, y'all seeing this and that. Like honestly, if you hear the year, most people are naming 2018 between 2017 and 2018. So this about 5 years back. This is before, like, with all the newcomers to this page, they're seeing the Airbnbs, the cars, I don't know what else is going on, because honestly in 2021 I stopped following them. But they're seeing all of this stuff. Like I literally was just seeing them in this this house with a couple tables and chairs just before he was in arenas and bigger spaces during his programs, and before it got to 2,500, like I said, it was like $25. So like a lot of us were some of the original investors. So like everybody like, oh, y'all was like sold on the lifestyle. Like no, a lot of us really came to get educated. Like we really came to get the information to apply on our own. It just so happened that the person that you're coming to see has the profess to have the team to get the job and the resources to get you started on your first one. So it was almost like a no-brainer. Like this one of the best persons out here to do it. So like why not go through their company and get started? And so it definitely wasn't starstruck for me. Like that's not something that I was so.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
The audio tripping. Hold on. Hello?
Yeah. You hear me?
Damn, why the audio fucked up now? I'm gonna hang up and restart it, y'all. Hold on.